Welcome, Capricorn. This is a general reading for September 2017 for the sign of Capricorn. Let's get into it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm seeing a depression in here for sure. Lethargy, kind of a sadness, some emotion, deep emotion. But I'm also seeing a maybe not a failure to recognize, but a resistance to acknowledging it. Right? It's almost like it's almost like a high functioning depression that's making itself a little bit more aware, right? As you kind of try to ignore it a little bit and push it down. So yeah, because there's an element of this pushing forward, right? Pushing towards the future, still going forward, still moving through it. But I am definitely getting also a sense of stubborn, like ignorance of it, or you're ignoring it on purpose, kind of, right? You don't want it. You're not really about it, so you're kind of pretending it doesn't exist, but it's definitely there underneath, right? Yeah, underneath this kind of like busyness that you've got going on, this forward vision, right? So your sights are set on something, so that's kind of keeping you going, but there's still this kind of like inner urge to just, maybe not urge, but an inner sort of like emotion, kind of negative emotion, sadness. I'm sort of seeing, and dullness a little bit, right? But like I said, still kind of high functioning. So, yeah, I'm gonna pick these up and put down the rest of your cards. Come back with some advice. Yes. Okay, Capricorn. Here's your advice. The cards are saying to not do that thing where you bury your emotions, right? To become acquainted with them a little bit more, to explore them a little bit, and to frame the idea of all these negative emotions and impulses and things as necessary to get to know yourself, right? For future success and whatnot. Yeah, they're important, they're useful, and they definitely can be used, and you can explore them, and you can explore them intellectually too, is what I'm kind of getting from this. Is it doesn't have to be just, you don't have to lose yourself in all this emotion, right? But you can still deal with them and sit with them, right? Let your emotions kind of come to you. At times, not all times, you don't have to, but don't just ignore them and pretend they don't exist. You can acknowledge them. You can acknowledge them and continue to do the work that you're doing if you want to, but make sure to set aside at least some time to think about those and where they come from and why they feel so bad and whatnot, and see what you can gather from that as far as widening your own perspective and your own self-care, right? It's definitely a selfish kind of energy that they're wanting from you. It's or maybe not selfish, but self-involved, right? Vanity card, hedonism card. Get down in there with yourself, right? Less distractions from other people and outside endeavors and obligating yourself to others and that kind of thing, and a few more hours spent with yourself, thinking about yourself, observing yourself, observing your emotions and that kind of thing, and trying to integrate them a little bit and see what you can get from them and learn from them. And there's probably some discomfort involved, right? Of course, in that. But it's okay, right? It's like, obviously none of us are immune to to negative emotions, no matter how much we want to like ignore them and pretend they don't exist, right? So you want to kind of acknowledge those. Yeah. So, yeah. Hopefully that will do you some good and not be too stressful. I think, because I think that the sort of alternative is that those emotions, right, are still going to be there. They're just going to be very subconscious and disruptive at some point, right? Even if you're not feeling them right now, they're going to come back later once you've completely forgotten about them. So while they're still kind of fresh and and present, you might want to think about that and kind of try to avoid some triggers later on when you haven't dealt with any of these things and they're still there and they seem like they've gone away, because that's how repressed emotions work. So don't repress your emotions, and see you later. Bye bye.